What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, we got an update and some interesting news. As Showtime president of sports, Stephen Espinoza, weighs in on what took place July 29th, Las Vegas, Nevada, T-Mobile Arena, when undefeated, now three-division world champion, former junior welterweight, world undisputed world champion, and now the welterweight undisputed world champion, who did so to be the first man in boxing to become an undisputed two-division world champion. And he did become the first four major sanction belt junior welterweight undisputed world champion and the first welterweight four major sanction belt world champion, superstar boxer who is widely recognized as the number one best pound for pound fighter in the world in Terrence Bud Crawford. Terrence Crawford is now 40 wins, no losses, no draw, 31 big wins by way of knockout, 35 years of age, 5'8" with a 74-inch arm reach. He took on now former unified three-belt WBA, WBC, IBF welterweight world champion superstar boxer Errol "The Truth" Spence Jr., who is 28 wins, one loss, no draws, 22 big wins by way of knockout, 33 years of age, 5'9.5" with a 72-inch arm reach. With that said, this fight was the most anticipated fight in the last 10 years. It was supposed to be a 50-50 fight on paper if there ever was one in the last 40 years. And this was a competitive fight, an undisputed mega showdown. And it turned out to not be as competitive. It was entertaining, but not as competitive as many people anticipated, including myself and Stephen Espinoza. As Errol "The Truth" Spence Jr., leading up to the fight, stated it was going to be a one-sided, brutal beatdown. And it was that. It just was him on the receiving end. And so Terrence Crawford ended up dropping Errol Spence in the second round, twice in the seventh round, and stopping him in the ninth round. And it truly should have been stopped in the seventh round, if you want to be honest. So with that said, Stephen Espinoza was asked about the rematch. Now we know after the fight, Errol Spence, he stated in the ring, he wants the immediate rematch. He wants the rematch to take place at junior middleweight. And, he's anticipating the rematch. He's motivated by it. And he wants his get back. Stephen Espinoza stated that because of the beatdown that Errol Spence took, although Errol Spence is suspended by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, he is suspended till September 28th. Okay, that's a 2-month suspension. He'll be able to resume his boxing in Las Vegas after September 28th. Well, Stephen Espinoza said that when you witness a fighter take that type of beating, you have to take precaution. You have to take it slow, and you have to give him time. Now, Errol Spence, he wanted to fight. He wants the rematch to take place in December. Terrence Crawford truly doesn't even care when it takes place. And Errol Spence wanted to take place again at 154. Terrence Crawford obliges and says Errol Spence gave him the opportunity. If it wasn't for Errol Spence, this fight wouldn't even be happening and would not have happened. So he owes it to Errol Spence to honor his obligated contract, rematch, and give Errol Spence, his opportunity to regain his status. Not the world titles, because the fight will be at 154, but just to get his get back. Stephen Espinoza stated December is not going to happen. It's just too early. It's too soon, right? So Stephen Espinoza stated that, he's focused on late 2024, early 2024. But he doesn't see it happening this year, right? He sees it happening, again, late 2024. Now, that's against the wishes and the plans of Errol Spence. But listen to what Stephen Espinoza had to say.
It depends. I suppose, late this year.
He said, so you see, he said, I suppose late this year is possible, but that's not the goal. That's not the plan. Although Errol Spence wants it to be late this year, December, that's not the plan. Listen.
Maybe a little bit soon, someone fight like that, you want to make sure you're not rushing them back. So maybe early next year, but it's either late next year or early next year if it happens.
So he says, if it happens, right? Let's listen to that again.
It depends. I suppose late this year, if possible, maybe a little bit soon. If someone takes a tough fight like that, you want to make sure you're not rushing them back.
So he said late this year is a little bit too soon. When somebody, and he's being generous, he's being generous when he says someone takes a tough fight like that. In other words, he's saying when somebody takes a beating like that.
So maybe early next year, but it's either late next year or early next year if it happens.
Then he says, if it happens, it's going to happen. But this just lets you know that maybe they don't want this to happen because of how this fight unfolded and how things transpired. They don't want Errol Spence in there possibly taking another beating, right? They're not interested in seeing Errol Spence take another beating. And so you hear Steven Espinoza clearly say, if it happens, let's listen again.
It depends. I suppose late this year, if possible, maybe a little bit soon. If someone takes a tough fight like that.
So he said late this year is possible, but maybe just a little bit too soon when somebody takes a tough fight like that.
Make sure you're not rushing them back. So maybe early next year, but it's either late next year or early next year if it happens.
And he says if it happens. So it's going to happen because Errol Spence put out a message, and Errol Spence already stated, he has all plans to activate the rematch clause. Terrence Crawford says that he's going to oblige and give Errol Spence his opportunity, seeing as though Errol Spence gave him the opportunity, So, and they're contractually obligated, Terrence Crawford is, and Errol Spence wants his get back. He's motivated. He's a competitor. He put out a statement and he stated that everybody essentially is being soft. Who raised these dudes is what Errol Spence stated. Who raised these dudes, man? Dudes is being extremely soft when it all boils down to it. So Errol Spence he wants this rematch, and there's a contract that says that he's well in his rights to receive it. It doesn't seem like Steven Espinoza is too, optimistic about it happening. He's just not. Again, like many people that witnessed this fight, they saw the punishment, the beatdown, uh, the way Terrence Crawford dominated the fight, the body language of Errol Spence, and many people just don't want to see it again. They just don't want to see it again. They don't want to see Errol Spence in that position and possibly seriously get hurt. Although Errol Spence, again, like I stated, Errol Spence is, motivated by making a rematch happen and getting his get back. And that he believes in his heart of hearts that this fight takes place at 154, that he will, essentially be a better fighter, have more in the tank. He stated that he, made some mistakes. There's some things he felt that he can get away with, that he has been getting away with in the past, and he just wasn't able to get away with it in this fight. So he feels like he can make some adjustments. Fighting at a higher weight was going to give him more energy. He'll be physically stronger, and he'll be a better fighter. So Errol Spence is, truly confident. So regardless of Steven Espinoza saying if it happens, that's not something that you would think Steven Espinoza would say. If this was a competitive fight, Steven Espinoza wouldn't be saying if it happens. He'd be saying when it happens. The words "if" again let you know that the powers that be see this fight, that Errol Spence took this punishment, and they're not very eager to put him back in the ring with Terrence Crawford, point blank and period. So we got to see how it unfolds and plays out moving forward. Errol Spence again voiced his frustration earlier with a tweet letting everybody know who raised you dudes, man. This is you guys are supposed to be, a different. I'm cut from a different cloth. Period. So let's see how it unfolds. But Stephen Espinoza says December is off the table. What does that mean for Terrence Crawford, who wants to get back in the ring? If they're not eager to make this fight and they want to give Errol Spence time and they're trying to convince Errol Spence to take some time off, what's next for Terrence Crawford? Because he fought July, he could get another fight in before the year is up. Now we know he wants Jamel Charlo, but that's not realistic. So let's see how it unfolds and plays out. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV. All one word. I'm gone. Peace.